Simone Eyles. Welcome to her Empire Builder show.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you for having me. So excited.
It's a pleasure to be able to have you here. I know that most people will be listening audio, but if you're watching the video, like I love the background that you've got, and it's something that everyone as course creators are, should really put thought into the background of what's behind you. And you are so on brand with all of that, which I love. I am on brand, but like in a mess of every sort of knickknack that I can have behind me. Which I love. Okay, so can you start with telling us about your journey that led to founding Disinfluencer and what inspired you to start this as both a business and an initiative?
Yeah, so I'm a mum of I can't say child, a teenager. My son's
Yeah.
5. He's had a kidney transplant, and he's intellectually disabled and autistic. And a very long time ago, I accidentally started a startup, which I've since sold purely because I had to create my own job as a mum of a child that was very, very sick and having a lot of treatment in hospitals. So I started a startup back in, gosh, 2012, I'm going to say, and had an incredible journey. But no one really knew I had a sick little baby at home or in
Mm,
hospital, and I did that deliberately because I didn't want to be the mom of the sick kid.
mm,
Um, and that really, I don't know, it was kind of a weird journey for me. So I did all that, and then deep down, I've had an incredible journey. I've been through an incredible experience, and I'm a graphic designer by trade, marketer, love internet, digital business and digital marketing. And in my heart, I always wanted to give back and do something that was really positive and empowering and commercial. However, due to burnout and being a little jaded, let's be honest, I said I'm never ever doing business again.
mm,
Um, but I couldn't ignore that whisper, and I kind of thought about it, and I tried a few things, and I found social entrepreneurship, and I was inspired back in 2022. Hannah Diviney called out Lizzo and Beyonce on Twitter for having some ableist lyrics in her songs. I don't know if anyone remembers that. I'm sure everyone does. And I just had this pivotal moment where I actually opened up my phone and I recorded a voice note, which turned into a podcast, which is what turned into Disinfluencer, because I wanted to speak my truth, and I was just tired of seeing disability in the media through a lens of advocacy or neglect. Now, don't get me wrong, that is important and needed. However, that's the only conversation you ever hear. You don't see the light, the magic, the joy. And then I thought, well, I'm going to do something about that. And I know business, I know marketing, I know disability.
mm.
And I thought, well, I can help businesses be inclusive by creating content with people with disabilities who actually dream of doing this work as well. So that's a whole other part of what I do. And no one was supposed to say yes. I pretty much jumped on Jane Kay, the founder of Bird's Nest here in Marimbula, um, and pitched to her. And 4 weeks later, we were on set shooting content for
Oh,
Bird's Nest,
amazing.
our beautiful Katie. So yeah, did all that, and yeah, everyone just kept saying yes. So I had to
Yeah.
really turn this into something. And part of, I guess, what I do is I do the content. Well, I help businesses and brands be inclusive, but I also have an educational element, like an e-learning element, to help businesses understand disability and understand how to market their accessibility,
Mm.
because 1 in 5 people have a disability and no one's marketing to them, and it's a really missed opportunity.
Yeah. And so how long ago was this that Disinfluencer first like officially
Uh,
started?
April last year.
Yeah, okay, so not that long ago. And you
No,
said that you were a little bit scarred from the first business attempt.
yes.
What left you feeling scarred? Like what was the hard part of that?
I just felt I gave so much, too much, and I just had nothing left to give. And then
Mm,
when I had nothing left to give and I needed to receive a bit, no one had anything to give to
mm,
me, and I felt a bit jaded by that
yeah.
and a bit burnt. So,
And what have you done setting up Disinfluencer in a way that that won't happen again?
I've been very conscious to build Disinfluencer on Disinfluencer, not Simone Eyles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know a lot of people are all for a personal brand, and I have a pretty big network and I know a lot
Mm.
of people.
I
However,
think you still put yourself in a lot though. Yeah.
I'm in a lot of stuff, but nothing sits under
Your personal
Simone.
name.
Yeah. So a lot of people do know me, but a lot of people that come to me now, they come through the brand awareness of Disinfluence and what Disinfluencer is, not Simone doing this thing, Simone doing all this stuff. So that's was something I've done very deliberate.
Mm.
Yes, I totally am in here. You'll see me on Instagram all the time, even in my pajamas. I'm here to show up, but it doesn't stop and start with me, Simone.
Yeah.
It's bigger than me, and um, I guess it just, setting up some good boundaries and having some good workflows and good practices, um, and really building the brand around the brand name and our offer, not necessarily all about me.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love when people have an experience and you didn't let it burn you and you didn't let it keep you away from the calling that you've got now, but you're like, how can I do this differently so I don't experience that again?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so important than making the same mistake again and again.
Yes.
So you mentioned that Disinfluencer aims to change the portrayal of disability in the media. How, like in the last year and a half that you've been going, have you been seeing that changing? And what are some stories of examples of how we're seeing that shift?
Yeah, so I guess to my surprise, I pitched that I would do all the content, so do a photo shoot and create content for a brand. So Bird's Nest, we obviously did a photo shoot with, I think we had like 8 different outfits. And when I started pitching to other brands, they were very kind in saying yes to me because they loved it. But then the conversation turned into like, we actually really do want this, but there's nowhere to go to get it. So I kind of shifted from creating the content to more of a talent agency representative. And just this month alone, we have cast, like, it's not even the middle of the month, 8 of our artists in TVCs as extras across really big brands. We've got a campaign coming out for Anytime Fitness with some of our talent. So moving more from the content, me doing everything, to then providing that talent piece, talent management. And then again, the brands, when we work with people as a social enterprise, there's a bit of extra work and a bit of cost to what we do. However, we don't expect the brands and businesses to pay for that. And we can cover that through our business model of, part of our profit goes back into the business to cover that kind of additional operational cost. And our people with disabilities are paid exactly the same as every other artist on set. So it's about that equality, but also giving them the opportunity and giving the casting agents and the creative agencies a safe place where they can have conversations with me and have a little training and understanding so they know, okay, um, people with disabilities, they need support, and people with disabilities can tell you the support they actually need. And just being aware of that and having that empathy to, incorporate that. And they really do want to be inclusive. So it's a really exciting time for us and for our people with disabilities to have those opportunities to do that
Yeah, well
um,
done.
work.
Yeah, I love that. And so, what are all the elements of your business model now? Because you've kind of, I love how one thing I'll say to people whenever they start is, in a year's time, it's going to look different. And it sounds like yours has taken a journey through different offerings and different models. So, what are your current offerings that you've got amongst the Disinfluencer umbrella?
So I guess there's 4 revenue streams. There's 4 kind of elements. So the main element is actually our stock library and our e-learning platform. So we created a stock library because we, as I said, we're creating content for brands. We did like tourism content and content for government. And when we created the content, we were creating content for a stock library. So
Mm.
I thought part of our business model is that people with disabilities come to us. We do their headshots, we get them job ready. They have an amazing day on set, like, you know what it's like doing a photo shoot, hair and
Yeah.
makeup, all the things, catering,
Yeah.
like a really beautiful day for them to experience that and feel empowered and feel like worthy and have, boost their confidence. So we do their portfolios and then we create, I guess, brand agnostic photos for our stock library, because if you were to look in a stock library for a person with a disability, it's very American looking. And there will be, someone told me, they found this great photo. There was this gentleman in a wheelchair, but in stock libraries, and then the next photo he's standing at a sink, and it's like, oh,
Uh,
that's not authentic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. It's a little on the nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I decided, we do the photo shoots. So we do that stock library, and then we have that e-learning as well. So we have three short 18-minute modules: understand like what is disability, how to be digitally inclusive, and then how to market your accessibility within your business. So that I feel like when I worked with people, we did the work, and then they're like, oh, they wanted
Mm,
that education, and they wanted to be able to say, look, there's still a lot of stigma and a lot of barriers. So when I want to empower businesses to go, if there's any pushback, and there is, they can say, look, we engage with Disinfluencer,
mm,
and we've done some training and understanding to really understand disability and how we can be accessible and how we can market our accessibility. So this isn't, some kind of tick box
yeah.
exercise. Like we've done the work. We want to be inclusive, but
Yeah.
we've trained our team in understanding some elements of disability, so we can, we can do what we need to do authentically, and be empowered to look after people with disabilities.
Mm.
So
Is that program good for any business?
yes.
So they don't have to be, using the stock library or anything like that, but any business that wants to go, I want to be more inclusive, I want to be more accessible, should be doing something like that.
Yeah, so I've got on our website just now, it's all kind of about the bundle, but I've pulled out the e-learning modules
Yeah.
just on their own for any business to do.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bit of a taster, like it's an annual offer, and then you can just buy 21 days to jump in. But I guess that's our main kind of element. But on top of that, like you were saying, and what I hope to do is I'm building an academy as well. So in the academy, we'll have some more e-learnings for business and corporate, but also have, a bit of a membership platform for people with disabilities to come in, like how to build a personal brand, how to
Mm,
take, you know, self photos, how to do a self tape, how to do an audition, so we can upskill and give pathways to people with disabilities who want to explore a career in the creative industries. Like, we have people that want to be content creators or want to do creative writing. So anything within the creative or entertainment industry, we can have some like our academy where they can come and learn, and if they want to work as talent or want to have a crack at being a TVC, they can
mm,
have that option as well. So it's a mini circular economy, I guess, is what I'm building. And yeah, the
mm.
talent piece, and I also manage a few influencers as well. That has been an eye opener, like the Wild Wild West. But yeah, it's all kind
So
of
you're in a few different things, Simone.
yeah.
Yeah. She's like,
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
few different things, but I feel like it all kind of, I'm kind of in this stage where I'm doing, to me, it's all one and the same. Like my mission is to take disability mainstream and to offer meaningful employment to people with disabilities. So that might be talent, that might be having stock photos used in, whatever, having influencers doing influencer marketing. Like it's all kind of one and the same to me. And I feel it all feeds into each other. And it's a very, and like like you said, with my background, I've been very deliberate with my branding, because when people see or think about disability, it's all like sad and drab and
Mm,
neutral and bleh. Like I
yeah.
want to really be like,
Yeah.
burn your eyeballs with excitement, with color, with
Yeah.
creativity, with really kind of jar that kind of stereotype that a lot of people have with
Yes.
disabilities. So, that's why I kind of touch on a few of those things. But I think it's all really important to help with my mission to take disability mainstream. And I guess I do all those things, Tina, because a lot of what I've done, especially with the stock library, has been driven by the demand of what people want and ask
Yeah.
for.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Which is a
people,
great way to build a business when people are asking for a product and you're going, yeah, I can do that.
well, yeah, yeah. If you would have asked me 12 months ago I was doing a stock library, I'd be like, you are crazy. Why would I do that? And now people tell me why I do that. But then I have people that are like, can we have access to the stock library? We need photos for blah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, here you go.
Yeah, fantastic. And so with all of that, what brought you to her empire builder?
So, I'm a big Tina Towel fan.
I'm a
And
big Simone Eyles fan too.
well, I guess, I've followed you for so long. You're a really inspiring businesswoman to me. And I guess um, you do a lot of, there's so many incredible things in her empire builder now that I've experienced. And I wanted to kind of dip my toe back into business with a trusted network and also build a new network. And, I don't need to tell you, even a few years out of it, things have changed so much.
Mm,
Things are changing so fast. So to be able to have,
so fast right now. Yeah.
and even though I have my website is in Kajabi, my academy will be built in Kajabi. So even doing online courses and building modules, and I've dug back to what you were saying with workplaces. I imagine my e-learning modules could be like white labeled or licensed,
Yeah.
or think CBA should have my e-learning module. And there's stuff like that in her empire builder, from not just from your experience, but there's lots of things in
Yeah.
within her empire builder. And I just wanted to, yeah. So with my online learning modules, I needed to learn how to do online learning modules, and I was thinking about white labeling, licensing
Mm,
them. Like, there's no reason why the CBAs of the world shouldn't have my e-learning modules
completely. Yeah.
and stuff like that in her empire builder, like from like your expertise with franchising and modeling, but not just like everything that like there's so much stuff in there that I can kind of cherry pick that is relevant to me and learn on demand, but also be the weekly master classes and conference was epic as well. So
I know. I can't wait. Like we twice a year is still not enough. I'm always like, I can't wait to see everyone again.
yeah, so her empire builder's been, I was kind of a bit crazy and joined a lot of groups, but her empire builder is up there with my, I kind of, even though there's a lot going on, I've made time to
Mm,
just with launch, I've tapped out a little bit, but I come to all the classes.
mm.
You're very good at, you get 500 gold stars. You always start on time and finish on time. It's the best.
Yes.
It's like my biggest, like it's, you're such a great teacher,
Oh,
Tina.
thank you.
Really, you really do that. And
It's the teaching background. It's the, like, I was a primary school teacher, which not everybody knows that, but it definitely comes in handy. Yeah.
yeah, so you're a really great teacher. And then, of course, obviously, all the people I've met,
Yeah.
all the new people I've met, I've connected with some, other people that we know, like Nick. And yeah, so yeah, lots of love for her empire builder.
Yeah, it's so good. And so what is your goal as the business moves forward? Do you have a vision or are you playing it by ear to see what the market's wanting from you? Or are you looking to really double down on these online programs and getting them? Like, what do you think is going to make the biggest impact with what Disinfluencer does?
Yeah, so I think what I do goes hand in hand. So the representation, without the representation and having those stories and speaking to those businesses, I will not have the opportunity to offer that education piece. I feel it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
So the dream is that we build the world's biggest inclusive stock library, and then our
Nice. I love that goal.
yeah, and then someone fancy comes and acquires us. And my heart's really in the academy. I feel that's my legacy work, and I
Mm,
see the academy going on and on and on. So even though we're kind of in this vertical of entertainment or media, I feel there's a lot of opportunity for, especially in this digital age, for people with disabilities to work remotely and work together with people and work with technology. However, be connected in a platform like Kajabi, a membership like Kajabi, where they can be offered work to do, get supported with that work, but also get that support, just like we do in her empire builder, where there's a network of like-minded people, there's a conference, there's awards, like there's opportunities, there's master classes, there's well-being. So there's a network online for people with disabilities that they can come to explore their creativity or whatever vertical we have in the academy, but also get that kind of person touch online. That sounds really bad. Like, have that connection with people, online to, develop their skills and just make friends and feel like they have a bit of purpose and they're connected to
Mm.
their community.
Yeah, I love that. And how do you envisage like the whole landscape of the way, like you said, you're really trying to change disability representation from that like doom and gloom to having the joy and having the fun. But how do you envisage that in the media and marketing evolving in the coming years?
Like, it's just that good old fashioned, you can't be what you can't see.
Yeah.
We did some work with Canberra Airport, so we did their photos and we did their digital, and they are doing incredible things. They changed all their lighting in the airport. They have two sensory rooms. They have the hidden sunflower lanyard. They have all these initiatives, but they're not telling anyone
What's a
about it.
hidden sunflower lanyard?
So a hidden sunflower lanyard is an initiative. You'll see a lot of the airports now have them. So it's like, I have a hidden disability, and they have staff trained that can support you if you need help checking in, or if you're overwhelmed or
Nice.
something, or if a child's having a meltdown and they've got the hidden disability lanyard, like, the staff will
See, this is
support.
why we all need to do your course, is so that we're aware of things like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess a lot of people, if you see kids chucking tantrums or doing crazy stuff, people are like, oh, they're being a brat, but maybe they're a child with autism or
Mm,
ADHD and they're overwhelmed and they're having a meltdown.
yeah.
So you can come from it from a lens of empathy, not a
Yeah.
lens of judgment. Um, when we did this stuff with Canberra Airport, we had Mel, bless her, love her, she's so beautiful. And she was, because we were airside, but we weren't going on a plane, we had to go through security to do the photos. And we had a whole team on set. And she came with us and she actually stayed with us. And Guyana, who was with us, she's a young woman, non-verbal with Down syndrome, and she loves fashion and she's got red nails and she's got like a red strip in her hair. And Mel had beautiful red nails. And Mel and Guyana had this beautiful interaction. Like, Guyana wanted to look at her nails, and then Mel was like complimenting her on her jacket. So not they weren't talking, but they were communicating, and it was so beautiful to see. And I was pretty sure that was probably the first time Mel had an interaction with someone with a
Mm.
disability that was non-verbal. And I think from that interaction, she could see that even though we can't talk, we can still communicate. And they had this beautiful moment. And people with disabilities aren't going to like explode in your face. Like, you can have people with disabilities involved, and just changing that kind of mindset and that stereotype, and just having people included. And this is back to the marketing. If we see people in marketing, if all the agencies have people and they know, okay, well, we might need a bit of extra help or support or time, like, it's no big deal. And just like, I guess, to really simply answer your question, we ask people what their dietary requirements are. So why can't we ask people what their support needs are? They will be able to tell you. I can tell you, like, for my Josh, like, I've driven Josh to Brisbane from Wagga to go to a thing just so he could go to a thing, because he doesn't get to go to things. And I can, he eats certain food, so I can pack his food that he likes. Like, I will do the things that he needs so he can go do and be included, and it's no big deals. But we're not even at that point of people asking that, because people are too scared, because they don't want to seem like they're rude or they're offending anyone, when
Mm.
it's not rude or offensive. My mate Kelly has that great quote, inclusion is like cheese. Um, you can never have too much, like,
Mm.
some
So
things.
what I'm going to ask you, like the practice, did you finish the quote then? Did I just cut you off in the middle of the quote?
Nice. That's it. That's the quote. It's on the website, so you'll
Yeah,
see it
I
there.
love it. Thanks, Roy. But what would be, so say we're running our conference, what would be a question that we could ask that is worded correctly that would provide support to people who need it?
Yeah, just ask if I say to businesses, the first thing you can do is have an accessibility statement on your website, and then with all your interactions or your conference, just have it's just a little paragraph like, we're working on our accessibility. What can we do to you to be accessible? And people will tell you. And that's simply all you have to do. You have to ask the people, like, do they need a sensory room? Can you get some headphones? Like, is there a timeout space? So it's just about that accessibility statement's a great place to start across all your channels, digital and in person and in your workplace. Um, it's just a simple statement. We're trying to be inclusive. We're trying to be accessible. These are the things we're doing. If what can we do to meet your needs? Email someone at the team and tell us, and we'll work it out. Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good advice. I'm going to add that in 2 hours. So thank you for that. Okay, last one. What is the big upcoming project or initiative that you're working on that you're really excited about?
So I guess the academy. I've got the stock library and the e-learning bundle up and live on the website, and now the academy, which is being built in Kajabi. I say September I'm going to launch it. It'll probably be October. I'm super excited about that because that gives me, like I said, it's really fun and cool to do all these things, and it will give me bigger reach to reach more. Like, I'm
Mm.
digital business, I can reach anyone.
Yeah,
We've already like been doing some work with people in New Zealand, so to do work, more work in Australia and have more reach is really exciting. So the academy, like I said, is really where my heart and soul is, and I see the academy going forever. So can't wait to get my teeth into that and get it going.
amazing. Thank you, Simone. You do awesome work. Like, you're such a good human and you do good work with good people. Like, you're amazing. Thank you for doing the work that you're doing and sharing with us today.
Thank you for having me.